summoned up to the Houses of Commons with a cross-party of MPs to discuss working conditions in prisons and the retirement age, which has been increased from 60 to 68.
I've seen Big Ben and I've come straight here and I've just been waiting to hear what the MPs and the other people that are interested in the POA have got to say, really.
When we first decided as an executive to launch this campaign, which is conference policy on 68 is too late, and the call for a royal commission into prisons and the criminal justice system, obviously you're a little bit tentative about how well it will be received in Parliament and whether cross-party MPs will turn up. So when we named the date of the 19th of June, we didn't know that there was going to be a vote from the Privileges Committee over the former Prime Minister. And that sort of put a dampener on initially, thinking, will people turn up? But I've got to say, I've been very impressed with the turnout from a cross-party.
It's so busy, we can't all fit in the room.
From Tories to Liberals, Plaid Cymru.
Events like this are absolutely essential because it's an opportunity for parliamentarians to meet the union representatives of the Prison Officers Association and vice versa.
Talking to other POA reps, getting that chance to speak to MPs, putting your voice forward, letting them know about your own specific issues in your jail. I think you don't necessarily get the option to speak to a broad range of MPs, so that's definitely a positive thing today.
I mean, in many ways it's a matter of meeting old friends, but the important thing is to hear the messages that are being repeated over and over again. The major message, of course, is the state of play with pensions, which is just, it's intolerable and untenable. It can't carry on. I mean, it has a knock-on effect on losing good staff, on failing to recruit good staff, and it's fundamentally cruel and it's inconsistent with other public servants in demanding physical jobs. This has got to change.
You know, and look at the government right there trying to say that, well, these guys have never been able to go on strike in 30 years, but now they're trying to ban ambulance workers from going on strike, nurses, rail drivers, all sorts of stuff. And this is just an attack on working people all the time. And actually, at the end of the day, you know, I challenge any government minister, you go and do a day taking some of the most dangerous prisoners in and out of their cells, looking after them, you know, trying to sort of avoid, you know, sort of razors and being spat at and being punched in the face. They wouldn't last 5 minutes, and yet they want these guys to do it on less money and less pensionable years. That is a disgrace and it has to be challenged.
Well, an absolute privilege it is for actually to be here today at the POA Parliamentary reception. We, like all workers, and particularly prison workers, were key workers during the pandemic. And the contempt that's been shown to all those key workers, whether it be teachers, whether it be the NHS, whether it be railway workers or prison officers, is endemic of a government who doesn't understand vocations, and a government who doesn't understand the skill sets that people require to do their jobs, and how in a cost of living crisis they should be remunerated for it. At the same time then, right, the idea that prison officers could work to their 68 in a physically demanding job, right, with the lack of resources and lack of young people coming into this moment in time, are expected to work to the age of 68. They need to sort their pensions out, they need to sort their futures out. So it's time that this government and future governments understood that prison officers need the right to retire with dignity at an age where they can enjoy their retirement, where they can meet the physical demands of the job from an early age to the time that they retire, but also on a pension that allows them to retire with dignity.
We want more females, more diversity. We need to show that we're a group that's inclusive of everybody.
Teaching or social work, it's a caring profession, but over the years it has been left neglected. It's dangerous work, and highly skilled prison officers have to negotiate complex situations with some of the most dangerous people, but also people suffering from mental health problems and addictions.
It's one of the roles that I think at one point was, oh, that's just a male-specific role. It's definitely expanding now. There's definitely a lot more females that are joining, which is definitely a good thing to see.
So hopefully, when the Labour Party are in government very soon, I'm sure it'll be in our manifesto, or that we can push the front bench to ensure that it's really seriously considered that the pension policy will be looked at again. And I think today's event just shows the strength of feeling from members and from the people that we've seen here speaking this evening.
Heard from representatives of the Tory party here who are working on this and really living in hope. Now, I am not a member of the Labour Party, I'm a member of Plaid Cymru, but we know we need a change in government. And when there is a change of government, there will be new ideas, and what I heard today, I hope some of those ideas will be put into action, because it really will put the rights of people, the rights of working people back in their own hands, the right to strike, and actually look seriously at how do people do a physically demanding job when they're over 60. Come on, it's just not fair, it's not right.
All fully endorsing our campaign, which was refreshing actually. People from the House of Lords, such as Lord Attlee.
So I hope all MPs and peers will put the maximum pressure on His Majesty's government to stop this unfair, inefficient and morally wrong pension age.
Lord Ponsonby, we've had Tony Woodley, Christine Blower from the House of Lords, all very supportive of the POA.
I think it's fantastic to see just how consensual this is, and the fact that we've got people from all across the House, all different political parties saying, yeah, we get it, we support you. And I hope that the government will see sense. I hope that appropriate amendments can be brought, if they don't, to make sure that we get the right result here, because everybody wants a prison system that is operating efficiently, effectively and safely. And that's what this is all about.
But the eye-opener for me is to see what the POA are doing behind the scenes, and I'll be getting back to my members and I'll be telling them that they're raising their profile, and they are raising their profile. There's a lot of support out there from cross branches of MPs, and it's really encouraging to see, and we're going to get there if we stick together.
And I can see across party members here are in full support of why we're here today.
It's getting the voice out there. Do people actually understand what's going on? People understand what's going on in schools at this moment in time as class sizes grow. People understand what's going on in the civil service as they're being attacked. People understand what's happening to the NHS with growing ward numbers and longer waiting lists. But unless the POA press their case too, who's going to listen to them and who's going to fight for them? When they win, they will win for everybody.
Obviously, I was going to come to this event today. I have 3 prisons in my constituency, and I've been working very closely with the POA in Durham. And I also had the opportunity to speak at their conference this year, because it's a very important fight. The prison officers work extremely hard in very dangerous conditions, and it is absolutely ridiculous to think that they have to work until they're 68 years old before they can get their pension, and the fact that they don't have the right to take industrial action is just not fair at all. So I'm here to congratulate and show my thanks and support to the POA and the prison officers, but also to remind me to keep pushing government to change this ridiculous law and to allow prison officers to retire in dignity at a younger age.
We had a cross-section of delegates from the High Security Estate to the Cat Bs, Cat Cs, the Open Estate, the Youth Justice Estate and the Female Estate, so that they can engage with members of Parliament who popped in of all parties, so that we can get, or they can get their message across. Because there's one thing me saying it on behalf of a membership, but from the horse's mouth, the serving prison officers and OSGs, it's more beneficial that they get their message across, and that they then take back that experience to the local branches to say, you know what, the POA do know a lot of MPs, we engage with lots of MPs, and now it's up to us at local level to reiterate those campaign issues so that we can move the POA forward.